One more time. Teeth are a mess. I don't sound good. Sorry. It'll be fixed one of these days, but not today. I do want to talk because it's very time sensitive about an opportunity that you may still have, possibly to make a great big difference in the quantity of food that you have put aside for this winter. Now, you can do one of a couple of things. I've talked on other occasions before about scouting around and trying to trade anything really for garden produce or grapes or fruit, peaches, pears, grapes, apples, cabbage. You can do cabbage soup or sauerkraut in quantity, and of course you can also possibly once the garden stuff is done, you could start on. I can't say some of these words with the S's. SOUPS soups. Anyway, um, if you are able to pick up some of this, I hate these words. When I was a kid, I couldn't say my S's. Now, since all these teeth are temporarily out of there, I'm having trouble again. So, anyways, if you are able to still get your hands on garden seeds, you may be able to plant second crops. Now, for a number of things, I just recently, a little less than 2 weeks ago, about 12 days ago, put in. I had like a circle where there was a tree, and they ground up the stump with, that looks like a great big old circular saw. And there was all kinds of wood chips there. They have decomposed, and it was a pretty irregular circle. So I took a shovel when I was having a really good day about 12 days ago and cut a nice even edge on that circle and put a whole bunch of green beans and carrots in that circle. And the green beans are doing really well right now, and I think I'm going to get some good pickings. And with the purpose, since they're open pollinated, non hybrid green beans, they're Blue Lake, then I can let the last picking of them fully mature, let the seeds inside the pod get big and let them fully mature and fully dry on the plant. And then I can save the seed for next year, and it will increase my seed quantity. I don't know what I did with my other pound and a half of seed I thought I had here. It's probably in a box. But anyway, I did get the green beans planted, and the green beans are coming up, and then I put beets in between the tomatoes right behind the house. So if the bunnies don't have lunch and eat up all my fresh, really, really fresh salad bar, then I might be able to can pickled beets and whole green beans and carrots and what else was there? Oh, I didn't plant the tomatoes. I planted carrots, beans, beets. Seems like there was something else, but oh, also put in cucumbers. Half of them are pickle cucumbers, the little ones, and those you pick pretty much every day. Cucumbers, you pretty much have to pick them every day once they start maturing. But it's partly an experiment. I'm partly running an experiment to see when I planted late, obviously, to see when these will mature. Now we have green bean plants that were planted weeks ago in 2-liter bottles with the tops cut off. And I'm going to be very interested to see when those bear beans as compared to the ones I just put in 12 days ago. Because my experience has been they catch up. The ones you plant late catch up, and they bear within a couple of days of the other ones. And I have some very exciting container plants that I would like to show you, but I don't really feel like doing it today. So, God willing, I'll be able to drag those in at some point in time and show you some cool stuff I've been doing. I did the one day that I was up and about, and that was a good day. It was a really good day. I've been in a lot of pain the last few weeks. So, having said that, what am I making this video about? Oh yeah. So if you take $2 or $3 and you can find a place that has seeds reduced. It's probably, depending on where you live, you could live anywhere. I'm not saying that, you live in the United States. You maybe not. You may not live in Canada, but you may be able to, in the United States and Canada, to still put in carrots, to still put in beets, and those are a little bit more cold tolerant than like beans and cucumbers and that kind of thing would be. It might not be too late to put in winter squash, but you need to check your days to maturity on your package. Usually we'll have a number of days to maturity. So it may not be too late for carrots, onions, cabbage, maybe. Carrots, onions, cabbage, beets, possibly winter squash, although you really should check carefully on that. You may have to cover it as the season gets more advanced. Most of the other stuff, it's probably not going to be possible. But let's say you got a really good deal on a couple of those items, and let's say their seeds are really even cheaper than they were, because I was buying seeds for 33 cents a package, and then I buy them bulk through a bulk supplier. And once you get into the per ounce or the per pound prices, oh my, they drop. Oh my, they drop dramatically. And so I've got this, I should just show you. Maybe I'll bring it out in another video. I got this killer pouch of beet seeds, and no lie, that's not a very good example, but let's say this is not the size nor the shape, but let's say this was the seed packet. It would be full. Oh, I guess you could go this direction. It would be full, probably about, oh, my fingers are not all lined up. There. From about there down and about that deep, thick, in the envelope. So I got a lot of beet seeds in. I didn't even put a scratch and put a dent in it. So if you're really wanting to beef up your supplies, and you get a chance to, yeah, some of that stuff will keep in your fridge pretty well. A lot of it you're going to want to can or freeze. I probably will can my carrots. I probably am going to still plant more carrots and hope that they will mature in time. Carrots, it has been my experience, correct me if you're wrong, because it's been a long time ago since I did this, that you can leave the carrots in the ground and put straw or something over them, or leaves, put a layer of leaves over them, and that in the spring the carrots are still edible. I thought I remember doing that. And that the next spring they'll go to seed. And so the tops of the carrots somewhere in there will produce seed, and you'll be able to replant. So you might want to try that with some carrots. If you can pick up, here goes my finger, if you can pick up a package or two of carrot seeds, you might want to just plant them in between your flowers or something for the experience of trying to have them go to seed the following spring, so that you can have that confidence that you can grow your own carrot seed from year to year. I don't know much more about it than that. Onions, I think you do the same way. I think you leave onions in over the winter, and I think the following spring there's a little piece at the top that contains the onion seed. If I'm, somebody feel free to correct me below, because it's been a long, long time since I've done that. 8 minutes plus, almost 9 minutes. So it's not too late to network and maybe find some older people who are no longer able to process maybe their cabbage for sauerkraut or cabbage soup, or their grapes for grape juice, or maybe some people grow them for wine, but you could volunteer to do the harvesting and share it with them or whatever, or do the grape juice up and take them half the grape juice, or freeze it, or what have you. Grapes can be frozen. If you don't have time to do the grape juice, what I would do is bring them in the house and get some tepid, not cold, not hot, tepid water, and kind of plunge them up and down a little bit in the clean water, a couple of clean sinks full of clean water, and then let them dry off a little bit and toss them in a food safe bag or a big pot or something, and freeze them until you can get to them. Now you can either take them off the stem, which would be easier from the standpoint of when you thaw them out. It would be a lot easier. Or you can freeze them on the stems, let them thaw just a very few minutes, remove them off the stems when you're ready, and then follow whatever procedure you're going to follow for grape juice. I just put them in the jars with the sugar water and process them. Haven't done it in a while, but my Concord grapevine did really well this year, and I will tell you about the rest of the stuff with the grapevine another time. I won't go into that right now. It's almost 10.5 minutes. God bless your efforts to prepare. Make a list, check it twice, so you can eat more than just beans. Jesus Christ, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to live with this a little bit longer because I got some other issues here that have to be dealt with before I can get something in here. So take care. Bye.